Guess where I'm at? I am back at the Ritchie Bros auctions. Why am I here? I decided to sell some more trucks and trailers and let you in on all the action. But in this video, I'm actually gonna spin it a little bit differently. I want you guys to know the fears that I have when I sold my equipment here at the Ritchie Bros auctions for the first time. Not just that I have, that a lot of people have about selling equipment at any auctions. So we're actually gonna go inside and see if we can talk to an account rep to address our fears. All right, so we're gonna break this video down into 5 parts. Number 1, we're gonna talk about my fears. Number 2, we're gonna go inside and see if we can get one of these account reps to address the fears that I have. Number 3, we're gonna be going over my list of which equipment I'm gonna be selling this time around at the Ritchie Bros auctions. Number 4, we're also gonna go online. We're gonna talk to an account rep there, and they're gonna give us a range of what we can expect to get for our used equipment. And number 5, make sure you're here till the end of this video so you can see how much money I made selling my equipment at the Ritchie Bros auctions. Now let's get into it. All right, so let's talk quickly about the fears that I have, or that I had when selling at the Ritchie Bros auctions. Number 1, my biggest fear was not getting fair market value for my equipment. So my fear was I would come here, I would bring them my assets, and then the equipment is worth 30, but what happens if I get $5,000? That was the biggest fear that I had, was somebody's gonna undercut, somebody's gonna get basically my equipment for free, okay? So that's fear number 1 that I have. Now, my second biggest fear that I have is I feel like the auctions have this reputation, or at least it's a stigma, or, I feel like, people that have trucks that they just wanna get rid of and they can't sell, they bring it to the auction, so all the trucks here are either something wrong with the engine or the transmission with it, and that's why they bring those trucks over here. So I really want to address that fear because it's a fear that I have. Now, the next fear that I have is that nobody's gonna bid on my trucks. Like, what happens if I give them my trucks and nobody's gonna bid on it? That is very scary, that somebody's just gonna, not bid on any of the trucks. I pull the truck off the road, I bring it over here, I take off the plates, nobody's gonna buy it, and now I have to take the truck back. Like, how does that whole thing work? But the last fear that I have is if I bring the truck over here, I stage it 30 days earlier, who's to say that somebody's not just gonna come and take something off my truck, or pull a part off and take it. So that's my biggest fears. Those are my 4 biggest fears, and I'd like to go inside. Let's see if we can get one of their account reps to address these fears. Hopefully we'll talk to them a little bit in detail. They'll like the idea that we're going on camera and doing this. Let's see what they have to say. All right, let's see if anybody's gonna talk to me inside. Hello, how are you? Looking to speak to an account rep in regards to selling trucks.
Okay, sure. Yep, let me just get someone. I'll be right back, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, they said they'll just meet you right out front.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Ronen
Bryce.
from ET Transport. How comfortable you feel are you on camera?
Very comfortable.
Oh, really? Okay, great.
Yeah.
We're doing a segment on fears when buying trucks at the Ritchie Bros auctions. Do you mind if we, walk together, just a fleet owner and looking to sell my equipment?
No problem.
But I kind of want to, share with the audience a lot of the fears that we sellers have when selling at the auctions, and maybe you can address some of them.
Sure, happy to help.
So yeah, we got you got a couple of truck lanes that we can look at.
100%. Let me just grab someone else and we'd be more than happy to help you.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Perfect. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Hope you're not camera shy. Ronen.
I'm Ryan.
Nice to meet you. All right, you don't mind if I mic you up,
No,
right?
go ahead.
Audio.
Go ahead.
I'll just put that right there.
Thank you.
Perfect. All right. So let's head out.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's go. So I guess, the first fear that I think, whether you're an owner-operator or a small fleet owner, I think our first fear is that these auctions are unreserved. How do we know what we're going to get for the value of the truck that we're bringing in? So, for example, my biggest fear was I'm going to give you a truck, I'm going to get 1 bid on it or 2 bids on it. A $30,000 truck is going to sell for $5,000. What can we do in order to avoid that from happening, or does it ever happen?
Oh, it's a great question, and we've been doing auctions since 1958 when Ritchie Bros first started, and we're a global buyer base. So we get asked that question every day, and it's a very fair question. With our global reach and buyer demand recently, we've been seeing good results on assets.
Yeah, because what we're doing is we're moving a lot of volume, right? So we've got auctions pretty much every few months now. So you can easily benchmark equipment pricing from going into historical data.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to use the September auction, for example, the July auction, you could also pivot on our website to look at results in the Montreal sale.
I do that all the time. I always look at
and I've seen it on the videos before too, right? So I mean, that's typically where my go-to would be for customers that are concerned about pricing. Is we've got a lot of data with especially trucks and trailers. There's lots of physical data there for us to go in, and it's free to go in to look at that equipment too, right, and see what those prices are for benchmarking purposes.
Got it. Now, is there anything that I can do to make it look more appealing, or to get the best bang for my buck as a seller? What can I do in order to get more value, or to get people to look at it? Because today everything's really online. It's all, I think, photos, right? Do people actually come here to look at them?
Yeah, we still get foot traffic through the yard. The yard's open the week before the auction, so the public can come in and look at the equipment. And in the auction world, the smallest details matter. Tires, recent safeties, wash detail, even a clean cab. The first thing someone sees when they open the door, if they see a dirty floor, it paints the whole picture.
So if we can just, do a quick spin, and maybe you can pick up on things like, okay, what would you have done differently when delivering this truck?
If you got the same truck spec-wise, side by side, which one are you going for if you're in the buying position? Right?
I'm going for the one with the most recent safety.
Exactly. So, it removes question marks from buyers, for sure. You can kind of tell on the back of the truck there that you've got some old rubber.
Would you say rubber is extremely important?
On resale? Not too much.
No?
But
I almost we had a huge argument in the office, and I was like, no, you got to put good rubber. You can't give it with crappy rubber.
50% or better is good. Even the damage here, right? Just kind of paints a little picture.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Ronen, how much would you have to go and put a fresh set of tires on there?
Today, I mean, most people are doing, a lot of fleets, even medium-sized fleets, are doing recaps. Right. Those, $2,500.
Cheaper option.
Before, when it used to be a $4,000 or $5,000 thing. Even the Chinese tires, they're $2,000, $2,500 for a full set. But yeah, for me, that's the first thing that I look at is how well they maintain their truck. I don't know trucks all that much. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but when I look at the truck, for me, it's is it washed, tires, and the safety. That's really the three things that I would look at. What else can people pick up on with the images? You guys have like 30, 40, 50 images of each truck, right?
Yeah, I think just even cracked windshields, small damage, even something small like this. We go inside the cab, we're going to take photos of inside the bunk, the dash. I mean, engine lights is a huge thing too. Having engine codes cleared sets kind of yourself apart maybe from another truck that does have engine lights on it. Gives the buyer more confidence, in our opinion.
What about history of the truck? So there's some fleets that have history of the truck, like the repair and maintenance history. Is there a place for that in the platform?
There is. So on each listing, we can upload a PDF document of the maintenance history. So whatever money you invested into the truck and any major repairs, we can take that file and upload it to the listing and customize the note. If there's anything major that you want us to note on the listing, we can do that too.
And would you say that makes a difference in the price, or buyers look at it?
I would like to think it makes a difference and just gives buyers more confidence, right? It's showing that you're not hiding anything, you're really proud of the money you've put into the truck, and it puts you in the best position possible to hopefully get a good price on auction day.
So timeline, if the auction is on the 1st of the month, when should sellers bring their equipment, or how does that work with timelines?
Bring your assets as early as you possibly can to maximize our advertising campaigns, all the marketing online we do through our website. In a perfect world, we'd like to see assets at least 2 weeks before the auction. Now with our timed auction format, we're going to be opening up bidding 5 days before that truck is actually going to sell. So you really want to maximize the time that your truck is in our yard for, and our team can take photos and do a proper inspection.
Does that mean I could bring the truck a month before even?
If you want, yes.
You can, yeah. Wow.
And it's only, in our opinion, it's only in your benefit. The earlier it's in our hands, the easier it is. We can advertise properly, make sure we get enough photos, make sure we get all the history, any maintenance history up online. So it really, if your truck's sitting, don't wait until the last minute, getting into our yard early and just kind of get back to the auction basics. Yep. Delivering the truck at a last minute rush. You're just not setting yourself up or putting yourself in an opportunity to maybe get best top dollar because it's not getting that maximum global exposure.
We have 2 marketing campaigns really. You've got your your preliminary brochure, and then you have your main brochure. So if you have equipment that's delivered early, we could, include those photos of those assets in those brochures.
Before, for me, like the auction, I always had in my mind, like, oh, everybody's equipment that fails comes to the auction. How do I, as a fleet owner, or I have a fleet, I have good equipment, and I feel like in my mind or in other people's minds, they feel like the auction is like where all the garbage goes. What do you have to say to people that think the way that I thought about the auctions all the time?
It's tough to say. Like my customer base, they're calling me pre-sale asking for fleet vehicles. They want to know if it's coming out of a reputable fleet.
But we get all different shapes and sizes of trucks, different conditions, different mileage. I think when it comes to, if you're proud of your fleet and you want to leave your decals on and you really want to advertise your reputation, we have those customers. Sometimes we do get trucks that maybe don't run and are inoperable, and we get those types of trucks also. We go through an inspection.
You notify that it's inoperable.
Ritchie Bros goes through a pretty detailed inspection process, and we're as transparent as we can be. And each truck that goes through our inspection process, if there's a major issue, we do our best to notify the buyers through the listing.
Which means if my truck had a problem with the transmission, it would be noted that there's a problem with the transmission, or if the engine is about to, giving up, then it would be noted. You guys would pick up on that?
I mean, Ronen, when you bought your trucks or truck through the auction.
Yeah, so Alex, for sure. Alex was here physically, our Red Seal mechanic. We went over, I would say, probably 16 or 15 different trucks. We lined up the 8 that we wanted, and we bid on 4 out of those 8. And we actually, we won 1 truck, and we highlighted every step of the way of our buying process of how we bought the truck here.
Yeah, so we always recommend come look at the assets in person. The yard is open for viewing to the public week before the auction. Come in, inspect the equipment. If you have any questions, you can even reach out to your local sales representative for any history on the truck, any questions. Yeah, and it just helps with the buyer confidence level.
So you guys also have, on the other side, you work with buyers that want, fleet trucks, or they want units?
Correct. Yeah, the interested buyers are calling through our office each sales cycle. So sometimes buyers are looking for specific fleet trucks, fleet maintained trucks, or just anything in general. So we're here, myself and Ryan, to help any buyers that call through and they need assistance with any information on trucks, bidding limits, anything like that. We're here to help with that too.
Has there been situations where there's a truck and nobody bids on it, and what happens in that scenario? No,
it's an unreserved auction, meaning everything is going to sell to the highest bidder on auction day. So Ritchie Bros is going to get buyers from wholesalers, dealers, end users, and it creates this competitive atmosphere where you're going to get all these buyers from around the world competing against one another. So, for example, in our September auction, we had 7,800 bidders.
7,800 bidders?
Yes. Yeah. We always tell buyers, look, it's not going to get any bids, right?
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen at Ritchie Bros. We are such a large global company, and we're selling trucks globally every day. So we have a very reputable buyer base that's going to be looking for trucks specifically here, specifically in Montreal and everywhere around the world.
So how does it work with Ritchie Bros in Canada, Ritchie Bros in the US, Ritchie Bros in Montreal, in BC and Alberta? Is it all one company that's intertwined, or it's like a franchise, or how does that work?
All one company.
Okay.
Just different auction yards, different sales groups. We kind of maybe think of it as a franchise because you're getting the same experience wherever you go.
So the rules apply to all the auctions?
All the same rules, yeah.
Terms and conditions, or so back to the question.
Yeah, I think it reverts back to your first question, where if you're setting your truck apart from the others, then you are going to get that activity on your truck.
But it's not likely to happen that I bring a truck, nobody bids on it.
No.
So you have the older trucks, you have the 80s, 90s, and all the way to the newer trucks.
Yeah, we're gonna have buyers in different asset purchase classings. Some buyers could be looking for pre-emission trucks. Some buyers are looking for long-nose Peterbilts. Some buyers are looking for freight trucks. So some
buyers are looking for the inoperable trucks too.
Yeah, there's specific buyers that are just looking for parts trucks. So with our global buyer base and the amount of bidders we attract per auction, you're gonna get them all competing on assets for different needs. Yeah. And we always find it interesting as sales reps after the fact of, where did it go? Who's buying the trucks? Maybe, talking to our customers after the auction and, why did you need that truck? And, everything like that. So it's interesting to kind of hear buyers' motivations after the auctions because every buyer has a different motivation.
So for the last one, there's our truck over there. One of my fears before I started, selling my equipment here was, this truck is here for 30 days. How do I know nobody's gonna come into it, nobody's gonna steal something, nobody's gonna take, a part from inside? What are buyers allowed to do, what are they not allowed to do?
Yeah, so our yard is secured, fully gated. We only operate Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the yard is only open for public viewing 1 week before the auction. So really, other than that, it's just equipment getting dropped off and customers leaving. So we have a security guard here all the time that is taking care of anyone coming into the yard. You're not allowed any tools coming into the yard. As an interested buyer, you're not allowed to bring in tools. If you do want to come in and look at the equipment, it has to go through our processing gatehouse. So you do get a driving pass, you do have to go through our gatehouse. So it's very hard for someone to come in here and just take parts.
So what happened to me when I came with Alex, we wanted to take he wanted to take the toolbox, and they stopped him at the front and said, hey, you can't bring that in your car, and no tools allowed. And that kind of calmed me down, but I only knew that after I came here. As a seller, I wouldn't know that information, unless somebody told me that people are just not allowed to come in with toolboxes, and therefore it would calm me down a lot that nobody's going to steal my parts off my fleet trucks.
And we have 30, 40 plus operations staff that are hovering around this yard all day, setting equipment, taking pictures of equipment and things like that. So it's very heavily monitored. We're here to help customers, liquidate. We're here to help customers gear up their fleet.
But those battery APU units are about $9,000 upgrade, and all of our trucks have it. Yeah. And for this time around in the auction, I think we want to make a mention of it, that we have working APU units. They're not just APU units.
Perfect. Okay.
Because we have like an anti-idling policy, so we don't allow our trucks to idle. So these things have to be working. Okay. And again, it's a huge, money saver on fuel and engine hours. Your engine hours are about probably, 70% of what any other truck with the same kilometers, same mileage. This one will have probably about 30% hours less.
Right.
So at 1 million kilometers on a truck, instead of having 18 to 20,000.
This one would have 16, 16,000 hours.
Right. I see.
That's
we're taking 30, 40 photos of each unit. So to make it shiny for the photos online,
and it's nice that you guys take actually a video of them, like somebody turning on the truck, so you can hear the engine.
Yeah.
Which is great. It really does a lot.
Yeah.
The 360 view is on there now too, where you can kind of get one shot and kind of go and do a little walk around on the truck. You can't get up here. And we always recommend you come up here and check out the equipment.
For sure.
Listen,
when you're buying a 2023, it's a 2-year-old truck. What's there to look at? You just want to make sure the thing runs. But older equipment, for sure, you want to, boots on the ground.
I was watching your other video there. I mean, you could step up to a truck and your mechanic in about 5 minutes is like, no, on to the next one.
And that's cool for us to see, because the auction, it can be a scary word. But there's people here to help. People here to, like myself and Ryan, to guide customers through the process.
Buying or selling.
Buying or selling, going through auction history. I'd be curious, a lot of people that may be scared of the auction just don't have that direct line of sight towards even a sales rep to talk about the process, right? And make them feel more comfortable. So there's a lot that goes into it, like we talked about. But
all right, we're gonna head back. Let's start walking back. All right, well, that was awesome. Did they address my fears? Yes, they did address my fears. Now, why did they address my fears? Is because I've already gone through the process, and a lot of the things that they told me, now I understand it because I've been through the process. But if I walked in through those doors and I had an asset to sell, you better believe that all those things were on my mind and I was not calm about it. Okay, but today, after I've already done, I've sold about 15 trucks. Now, if you haven't seen that video, I do have it over here, but I also know what it is like to buy equipment from the Ritchie Brothers auction. So I've been on both ends, and yes, I did have fears when selling my equipment at the Ritchie Brothers auctions. And talking to these account reps, yeah, I feel a little bit better because I've done the process. All right, so there's about a couple of weeks difference between when I'm filming this versus when the auction results are coming out, but we're gonna go back to the office with the auction results right now. All right, let's go over the list of trucks and trailers that we're selling currently at this auction. So I have 3 2020 Freightliner Cascadias. Now, what am I expecting for them? I'm probably expecting anywhere between $30,000 to $33,000 per truck. Then I have a 2020 Volvo. That one I'm expecting probably around 33 to 36. Let's write this down. So then we have a 2019 Cascadia. I'm expecting probably, I'll be happy if I get anywhere between 27 to 29,000 for it. And then we also have our 2015 dry vans. I believe there's a group of 5 there. So 2015, they are the Manac dry vans. And honestly, what I'm expecting from them is anywhere between probably 8,500 to 10K per. So why are we getting rid of the vans? Honestly, they're a little bit old already for what we do. We do cross-border. These things are probably tired out. They're more for local runs. They're probably more better suited for Toronto, Montreal runs. Cross-border stuff, you kind of want a little bit newer equipment. Honestly, we also have a 2.1 trailer ratio between company trucks and trailers. So what does that mean? So if we have 100 trucks, we have 210 trailers. What we decided is we really want to bring that down to about 1.7, 1.8 trailers per truck. Okay, so we really, trying to get rid of that old equipment and have just, much better, newer equipment in our fleet. Not that there's anything wrong with this equipment, because this equipment, it's all safety. They're all on-road trailers. It's not like we're taking storage trailers and selling them to the auction. No, we're actually selling our good trailers to the auction. So stay tuned. I mean, I really want to see if I hit what I wanted to price-wise. I do know that the used market is tanking. There's a lot of equipment out there. For those of you guys that are looking for a deal, this is the time to probably get it. You can pick up. If I was selling these 2020 5-6-year-old truck, 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago, I'd probably get about $45,000 to $60,000 for each one of those 2020 Cascadias. Today, I'm willing to settle for the $30,000 to $33,000. Where are the current bids right now? So it is a little bit earlier, but we could just go the 2020 Cascadias. Current bid is $92,500. The next one over here has $16,500 on it. It is still a little early. The other one has $10,500 on it. Then you have a 2020 Volvo that has $16,000 on it. So the bids usually come in the last probably 15 to 20 minutes is when you really see people going nuts. So right now, these are closing at around 10:30. We're about 45 minutes away. So I will, once this whole thing closes up, I will do a final take on all the money that I received from this auction. All right, it is auction day and I am excited to raise $250,000. How am I getting to these figures? Well, listen here. We got 3 2020 Cascadias. The range that I got was anywhere between $30,000 to $33,000. So if you take 3 of them on the average of $31,500, multiply that by 3, that's $94,500. Next, I have a 2020 Volvo, which my range should be anywhere between $33,000 to $38,000. So I put $35,000. Then I have one 2019 Cascadia. I'm expecting $28,000 for that one. I have another 2019 Volvo. I'm expecting anywhere between $27,000 to $29,000, which means the average would be $28,000. And then I have 7 Manax dry vans. And I'm expecting anywhere between $8,500 to $10,000 per trailer. So we'll take the average of $9,250. Now, if we total all that together, equals to $250,250. $250,000 is on the line right now. Let's see how well I'm gonna do in this auction. Stay with me. All right, looks like we are in the final few minutes of the auction. This is where we're at. So currently truck 2020 Freightliner Cascadia. The current bid is $17,000. We have a second one, current bid at $20,500. And then we have a third one that the current bid right now is $18,000. Now, they still have some time to go. So you can see here with every registered bid, there is time left. So every time somebody places a bid, this is going to extend for another 2 minutes, okay? Now, last time we sold these trucks for around $30,000. I really hope that we're gonna get there right now. All right, we got 17, 22, 20,500. We were expecting a lot more. We were expecting in the 30s, especially for the one all the way on the right with just about 1 million kilometers. It's just a waiting game right now. Okay, so you see on the one on the right-hand side, just went up to 21,000. Okay, so there is action over here on the right-hand side. It just reset itself, 21. This middle one still has the 22. This one here on the left just went up by $500, so 17,500. Let's see if there's going to be any more. 22, 21, 17.5. Let's see how far this will go. 1 minute, 45 seconds. The middle one got extended right now to 2 minutes. So you can see the bid here is 22,500. The one on the right is at 21,500, so we're still getting bids in action over here. This one over here at 17.5, I can see there's 45 seconds left. We needed to extend. 37 seconds left, 36, 35, 34. That is not good. At 17.5, that is very low for that truck. 22.5 and then 21.5. Let's see if we can get some more bids. We really need to wait till the last second. Can't they just bid? Oh, 18,000. Okay, we got a bid here. So it extended the time. So 18,000 over here. Now we got 22.5 in the middle truck and 22.5 on the right truck. So you can see that the one on the right now is starting to climb up. The extended the time again for 2 minutes. This is pretty nerve-wracking, I gotta say. Make it the clock. Okay, we got another extension over here to these two. So this one currently there should be a bid somewhere over here because we just got extended in the middle one. And the far right one, not yet. We wait and see. 22.5, 22.5, and we got 18 on the left. This one did just extend, so for 2 minutes. So I wonder if there's another bid over here on the left. Okay, it just got extended again. The one in the middle, also the one on the right, looks like it's closing. There's 55 seconds left. The one on the left closing in 1 minute and 30 seconds. I wonder what that means. Okay, we got another bid on the right-hand side to 23,000. Middle one is still at 22.5. This one got extended. This one is still, and the one on the left just got another $500. So it's at 18.5 right now. Okay, now we got another $1,000 on the right-hand side. 23,500 on the right, 22.5 the truck in the middle, and 18.5 the one on the left. Now again, it got extended, so hopefully there's a few more bids over there. It's weird, the one on the right should be going for a lot higher than the middle one, and yet they're still the same. One has 1.1 million kilometers, the other one has 1 million kilometers. We just got another 500 bucks on the left, so $19,000 for a 2020 Freightliner Cascadia with 1.3 million kilometers. We got another $500 on the right, 23.5, 22.5, and 19,000. Hopefully we continue like this for another hour. 19,000, you have 9 seconds left. So if somebody does not bid in the next 9 seconds, this is going to be sold at $19,000. Sold at $19,000. So there were no more bids. That's all we got for this truck. It's sold at $19,000, 1.3 million kilometers, just so you guys can see how this is done. So this one over here on the left, a 2020 that sold for $19,000. That is a steal. All right, we got another $1,000 on the right. We got another $1,000 again. So now we are at 30,000 on the right and 28,000 the one in the middle. So yes, now they're starting to come in at $1,000 increments. Hopefully it keeps going. Okay, the one on the right got another bid. Now it's at $31,000, and then we have 28,000 with the one in the middle. So if they keep going at this, if the one on the right is going to be, hopefully it'll be at least $34,000, $35,000, maybe 36, it would be, unbelievable. And this one, if we can see a 3 here instead of the 28, if we see somewhere in the 30s, I think we would be, now here we got $30,000. Okay, so we did see a 3 in the middle. This is great news, finally. We got 30,000 on the truck in the middle, and we got 31,000 on the truck on the right. So I need the one on the right to go for about $34,000, minimum 34, and then if I get 32 on the one on the left, I'll be more than happy right now with the way things are going. Now we got 31 and 30. I do think that, the one on the right is probably worth at least, I would say, $3,000 to $4,000 more than the one in the middle. But who knows? Maybe somebody inspected it and saw something. But, we put all of our maintenance records out there for people to see so they get more of a comfortable feeling when they're buying the trucks. We took all of their suggestions that, that the team gave us on what to do and how to sell and how to get top dollar. And that's really what we're trying to do here, is to try to give that buyer that comfort that they're buying good, solid trucks. So we got another $1,000 right now, a bid on the right hand side. So currently we're at 32 and 30. Hopefully we'll see the time clock still reset. I'm hopeful that the one in the middle will still get about 31, 32, and the one on the right would be closing off at about 36. If that happens, I would be, even happier. Okay, we got another bid on the right hand side. So we are at 33,000 on the right and $30,000 the one in the middle. So it doesn't look like there's more bids coming on these Cascadias. We got 33 and 30, and then my 2020 Volvo sold for 23.5, which is, this is the 2020 Volvo that sold for 23,500, which is very low. But again, it does have 1.276 million kilometers on it. But we thought that it was going to sell for much higher. Must have been the fairing or something there. So we'll go back into this one right now. This one has 26. This one has 30,000 and 33,000. It looks like there's no more bids coming in. which means that these Cascadias will probably end up selling for 30 and 33,000. Hopefully we see at least one more bid, but it's taking a long time for people to bid, meaning that they're probably holding off, and this is their maximum bids that they're willing to pay. Okay, so our Volvo sold for $29,000. Our 2019 Volvo sold, but you can see these Cascadias, they're still going at it. We got 30 and we got $35,000. If we get a few more bids over there, it would be great. But just like we said, I mean, the one on the right with 1 million kilometers, under a million kilometers, is going to get far greater results than the one with the 1.123. All right, so this one sold for $30,000. We still have the one on the right, which is going at it. Well, listen, this is our golden horse over here. Hopefully if we get, a couple more bids over there on the right, I mean, we'll offset this one. And, the 2020 Volvo that sold for $23,500, that one came in way under. The 2019 Volvo sold better. Oh, we did get another $1,000, so we're at $37,000, the one on the right now. All right, we're closing in 1 minute. Is this the final? So are we going to get $37,000, or is somebody going to bid another $1,000? I was hoping that this one would get a little bit more, but $7,000 difference, pretty impressive. 37,000. So this is by far the highest one that we've sold. So if I'm looking back right now at the history, I can see here that my 2020 sold for 31,000 in the last auction, and then I can also see that it sold for 33,000. Now I just got another $1,000 bid, and again I got another $1,000 bid. So that's $39,000 I'm getting for this Cascadia, which is pretty decent, because the last ones that I sold were for 33, 31, and for 30. So this is by far the best results I've had on a Cascadia ever in my history of selling in the auction. So now it's gotten $40,000. Now I wonder, why did it get $40,000? Like, is this the magical key of when you need to bring things to the auction? This 988,000 miles, is that what does it? Because this one has only 100,000, but it was $10,000 difference between the $30,000 truck and the $40,000 truck. So for me, it's like, I gotta understand what it is so I can do the right things the next time. So if I have to bring trucks to the auction at 950,000 kilometers, if I get these kind of results, then it's definitely worth it, right? But let me just see in the history if I ever, just so you guys know what I'm looking at. If I go into the history of the last time that I sold trucks, and I look at the 2020 Cascadias, you can see I sold it for 31,000, which is an identical truck to this one. And then let's see if I have any more 2020s, 19. Here's another 2020 sold for $33,000. So this one had over a million kilometers. Here's another 2020 that sold for $30,000, also over a million. So here I am getting $40,000 for my equipment with 988,000 kilometers. So that might be the key to the success at the auction, for me at least, with my Cascadia. So $40,000, there is 30 seconds left. Hopefully we get another $1,000. Maybe we're lucky, we'll get another 1,000. And but I think that this is well above what we thought we were going to get. I made a note here that my 2020 Cascadias, I thought it was going to get between 30 to 33. I'm disappointed with the one from before. It sold for $30,000, and then we had one that sold really under. But this one, here we go. Now we're at $41,000. So this is well above, what I had expected to get. But again, it's a really, really, really good maintained truck. So you're getting, somebody probably inspected the hell out of it. Maybe it also has a fresh safety. Okay, you can see that the tires are in really good condition. Everything is just fine with this truck. We got 53 seconds left. Okay, now we got $42,000. So definitely, something with the truck. So the current bid, $42,000. All right, sold $42,000. This one did very well. All right, the results are in and everything is sold, and I don't know, the numbers will tell. So let's highlight. I got 3 2020s. One of them I got $19,000. I got another one that sold for $42,000, and I got another one that sold for $23,000. Then I have my 2019 Freightliner Cascadia sold for $24,000. I have a 2019 Volvo that sold for $29,000. And now I have my 7 dry vans. The 7 dry vans sold for, I got $82,500, $92,500, $9,500, $8,500, $11,000, $9,250, $8,250. For a grand total I was expecting 250,000. Let's do this together. So did I get my $250,000? I got 19,000, way under what I thought I was gonna get. 42,000, much better. 23,500, not what I was expecting. 24,500, a little bit lower than I was expecting. 29,000, dead on what I was expecting. And then we have our 7 dry vans plus 8250 plus 9250 plus 9500 plus 8500 plus 113 plus 9250 plus 8250 equals $202,000. No, there's one missing. Who's missing? That's what I'm missing. 30,000. Okay, plus 30,000. We got 232. So, am I a happy camper? To tell you the truth, I mean, yes, I am a happy camper. I think we could have done a little bit better on that Volvo. One of the Volvos was extremely disappointing, and I had one Cascadia 2020 that sold for $19,000. Again, I guess it all depends on the kilometers. When you're bringing it under $1 million, close to $1 million, or 1.2, 1.3 million, and that's when the price really comes down. It definitely taught me something on how to bring trucks to the auction. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear some of your comments. I'm Ronen, and I'll catch you in my next video.